Hey everybody, welcome to the Outer Rim Rookie, a beginner's journey to joining the 501st and Rebel Legion. My name is Rob Williams. So if you've been watching the last few episodes, you know that me and my buddy Dan are thinking of building a cloud car pilot costume. Kind of like that, a little bit different. Why? Because why not? That's a cool helmet, great white suit, they look pretty awesome. But what's also awesome is these guys have names and a history behind them. So today I'm going to teach you about Duncan, Hikmat, and Jell Spiel. Yes, that is their names. So let's get into it. Here we go. Duncan, Hikmat, and Jell Spiel are two members of the Cloud City Wing Guards, a one-time corrupt and disorganized unit which was eventually turned around under the command of the new Baron Administrator, Lando Calrissian, and his cyborg aide, Lobot. The Cloud City Wing Guards would grow to become skilled and talented security guards in charge of policing, customs, crisis communication, and even meteorology. The first appearance of Duncan and Jell was in The Empire Strikes Back, where they flew in a Storm 4 twin-pod cloud car. Jell was the pilot, and Duncan was the gunner. They were seen escorting the Millennium Falcon to their landing pad after a brief but tense security check. Duncan Hikmat, originally from Stobar, a dark and shadowy planet, became well known for apprehending a group of Mugan art smugglers. This event made headlines in the Bespin News, including the Fig Daily Bulletin and an Ugnaught-run media company called Action Tidings. As for Jell Spiel, he was a native of Bespin and was best known for testing the prototype Cloud car. He also became extremely valuable in the evacuation of Cloud City during the Empire occupation. Not much else was written about Duncan and Jell. However, how they got their stories is just as interesting as the story itself. In March of 2014, Star Wars Insider number 148 ran an article called The Rogues Gallery of the Cloud City Wing Guards, written by Kevin Benches, Sander DeLange, and Tim Verkoven. I was fortunate enough to connect with Tim Verkoven via email. He had the privilege to name and canonize Duncan's character along with a number of other characters in the Star Wars universe. Tim shared with me the finer details of the creation of these two pilots. Duncan's name was heavily influenced by another Duncan from another universe, Man-at-Arms. When you compare the two, you can see that they share similar style mustache and helmet. As for the name Hikmat, Tim stated that he usually went for phonetic-pleasing names. As for Duncan's backstory, Tim gave nods to lesser-known names in Star Wars, such as the Mugan species, and the planet Stobar, the same planet where Savage Opress visited a diner in search of his brother Darth Maul. Both of these names made an appearance in the Clone Wars series. He also made mention of Action Tidings News, which is a deep pull from the original Star Wars number 57 comic back in March of 1982. The Jell Spiel character was created by co-writer Sander DeLange. The name was a combination of his friend's name Jell and Steven Spielberg. As for the prototype backstory, that was inspired by the Kenner's concept cloud car that was released in the Power of the Force 2 line. I like to think that this character is Jell Spiel in his prime. As a side note, while reading the description of the cloud car, it made sure to mention the seats were made of rich Corellian leather, which kind of made me chuckle. In my 10 Num video, I mentioned how I really enjoyed learning about the character creation process, the stories that go on behind the scenes, how characters and their backstories are created. It was great connecting with Tim and learning about his experience, which I am very grateful for. Who knows, maybe one day I'll be fortunate enough to contribute to this vast universe. So, I thought I'd show you this before we wrap it up. This is my Cloud Car Pilot character I had when I was a kid. When I was very young. Still in pretty good condition. The hands are kind of sticky. The paint's kind of melting off. It's kind of tacky, but still pretty cool. It's a cool design. I always loved the yellow and orange style to it. So before we wrap it up, I took a poll. If you remember last episode, me and Dan were talking about, does anybody know what a Cloud Car Pilot is? And I want to ask my crew, the 501st, Rebel Legion, Mandos, Droid Builders, and Saber Guild, and ask them, do you know what a Cloud Car Pilot is? We had 43 people respond to the poll, and here are the results. We had 61% said yes, they did. Not bad. 13% said no. 1% said kinda. Okay. And then I had a couple write-in votes, which were lovely. 6% said, have you ever seen Empire Strikes Back? And I'm going to say that like Chandler. And 19% said, I hear they hold hands. So yeah, thank you to Aaron for that one. So I hope you learned something about Duncan and Jell. I want to thank Tim Verkoven for allowing me to chat with him a little bit and learn more about not just the characters, but just the whole process and a little behind the scenes stuff. It was kind of cool talking about this and learning more of the characters that he had created outside of the Cloud Car pilots. Thanks a lot for all your help, and I really appreciate it. So what's next? Well, me and Dan have a little bit of work to do. We got to connect with some people about the helmet, about the costume. We still haven't heard from the Rebel Legion if we even are allowed to have this approved. Hopefully that will come in soon. So there's still a few more steps to go through, but this is looking pretty cool. I'm looking forward to actually just to even try and attempt this. This seems like a fun costume, and if anybody's going to make it work, me and Dan will. Thanks for watching. If you like this episode, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Help the channel grow. Spread the word. If you got somebody who wants to learn more about joining the 501st or Rebel Legion, send them our way. We'll help you out. And don't forget to check out the Generation X-Wing podcast every Saturday. We talk about movies, TV shows, pop culture of the 80s and 90s. It's a lot of fun. Download wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks again. We'll talk to you later. And remember, Cloud Car pilots are built on hope. Duncan.